Waking up every day at 65, 70, 80 years old is for many a blessing, but it can also be a silent challenge. The body no longer responds as it used to. Hands shake when holding a cup of coffee. Words sometimes escape us, and, perhaps the hardest thing of all, is the silence. The one that arrives when the house empties out and the children go their separate ways. Loneliness, doubt, fear of what could happen at any moment. That's what we're going to talk about today. There's no denying it. Getting older makes us face deep questions. Many people at this stage of life feel as if they're losing control, and this generates anxiety. And do you know why? Because the world around us doesn't stop to explain. Changes arrive, silently or abruptly, and we rarely have time to talk about what we feel. But you have the right to feel this way, to be insecure, and above all, to seek peace. Fear is a human emotion, and yes, it accompanies old age. The fear of falling, the fear of no longer being useful, the fear of getting sick, of depending on someone, the fear of forgetting your grandchildren's names. But what few people say is that, along with fear, something even more powerful can come. Courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is getting up every day even when it is present. Courage is opening the window in the morning and being grateful for the simple fact of being here. I recently spoke with Donna Amelia, a 78-year-old woman. She told me something that I carry with me. Getting old is like learning to walk again, but this time with wisdom. Every pain has taught me something. Every loss has given me a new perspective. Donna Amelia is not afraid to talk about death, but she has one great desire: to live well until her last day. And this desire is her right too. Science has already proven that emotional health is directly linked to physical health. Research from Harvard University has shown that older adults with strong social connections and clear goals live longer, get sick less often, and feel less pain. This isn't magic. It's biology, it's spirituality, it's humanity. Having a sense of purpose in life, even after 60, 70, or 80, is a silent medicine that works on the entire body. But how do you find that sense? How do you take care of your mind, soul, and body when time seems to be against you? Let's start with the first step, recognizing that you are still changing. Aging is not an end, it's a phase, full of challenges, yes, but also full of possibilities. You can learn new things, make sincere friends, rediscover your spirituality, take care of your well-being, and above all, contribute to the world around you. You are not on the sidelines, you are needed. Do you know what's even more incredible? Science says that the human brain continues to learn until the end of life. The technical term for this is neuroplasticity. In other words, even with age, the brain adapts, renews itself, and creates new pathways. So, if you think it's too late to change your habits, to take better care of your health, to learn how to use technology, to reconnect with God, know this. This is not true. Now is still your time. I want to invite you to stop for a moment. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what do I want for my next few years? It could be peace. It could be companionship. It could be security. Maybe you want to have less pain. Maybe you want to have more faith. Whatever it is, this desire is the starting point. And together, on this channel, we will transform desire into action. Yes, we will talk about physical health, how to prevent falls, how to improve sleep, how to take care of your heart and mind. We will bring in doctors, physiotherapists, psychologists, but all of this will be done in simple language, with affection, with respect for who you are. Because you are not just a number, you are a living story. An entire library of experiences, feelings, victories, and scars. And since we are talking about scars, let's talk about emotional pain. Many elderly people carry feelings of abandonment, rejection, regrets from the past. Sometimes it is difficult to even talk about this with family. But this space here is for welcoming, not judging. It is possible to heal what hurts inside. with support, with faith, with listening. And yes, spirituality plays an essential role. I'm not just talking about religion, but about something deeper, that connection with something greater that brings peace to the heart. Many geriatric scholars claim that faith is directly linked to the quality of life in old age. Prayer, meditation, gratitude, the search for God, all of this feeds the soul and calms the body. Your heart may be asking for security, not just physical, but emotional, spiritual. And this security begins when you feel that you are not alone. And you are not. We are here with you, with reliable content, listening, practical advice, and compassion. By the way, I would like to invite you to leave a comment below. What have you been feeling lately? Do you have any doubts, fears, or desires? Share them with me. Let's build a real support network. Your story can touch someone else. Your words can be the strength that someone needs today. And take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel. This helps us to continue this work that we have done with so much love. And it also allows you to follow the next episodes. Let's learn to age with courage together. It's not too late to live lightly, and you deserve it. Now that we've talked about the fears and courage of aging with purpose, it's time to put our feet on the ground and look at what's within our reach. Did you know that small actions in your daily life can completely transform the way you age? It doesn't have to be anything big. Sometimes, a simple new habit, done consistently and consciously, can bring back the sparkle in your eyes, the energy in your legs, and even calm your heart. Let's start with the body. Physical health, when well cared for, turns into freedom. Freedom to walk without fear of falling. Freedom to play with your grandchildren. Freedom to go out, to walk, to live. But we are not talking about radical diets or heavy exercise. We are talking about movement, conscious, adapted, respectful of your rhythm. Dr. Eduardo Silva, a geriatrician for over 30 years, told me in a recent interview, the elderly body is like a sensitive orchestra. When you take care of each instrument with care, muscles, joints, bones, it responds harmoniously. According to him, just 20 minutes of stretching and light walking a day are enough to improve balance, strengthen muscles, and prevent falls, which are one of the main causes of hospitalization after the age of 65. But what if you can't walk for a long time or have difficulty with mobility? Physiotherapist Ana Lucia Ramos recommends chair exercises. That's right, simple movements that you can do sitting down, indoors, safely and comfortably. There are channels right here on YouTube with series, specially designed for those over 70. And if you want, I can bring professionals to guide you step by step. Tell me in the comments, would you like videos with these exercises? That way, we can create something just for you. And here comes the second great ally of health, nutrition. Eating well is not just about controlling cholesterol or blood pressure. It is about taking care of yourself with affection. What you put on your plate can influence your mood, your energy, your sleep, and even your memory. According to a study by the University of Oxford, elderly people who maintain a diet rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and fish have a 40% lower risk of developing neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's. This does not mean cutting out everything you like. It means learning to balance. Reduce sugar, increase water consumption, add more colors to your plate, and an important detail. Dehydration is common and dangerous in elderly people. Sometimes you may feel dizzy, tired, discouraged, and the cause is simple: lack of water. The recommendation is 1.5 to 2 liters per day, but always adapt to medical advice. Get into the habit of keeping a water bottle nearby. Your body will thank you. Now let's talk about sleep. Many people believe that it's normal to sleep poorly after the age of 60, but that's not the case. Sleep is one of the pillars of health, both physical and emotional. Sleeping poorly harms memory, increases the risk of falls, interferes with immunity, and even affects mood. The neurologist and sleep specialist, Dr. Teresa Pinheiro, explains that melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep, decreases with age, but there are natural ways to help the body sleep better. Reduce the lights in the house at night. Avoid screens before bed. Maintain fixed times for going to bed and getting up. And create a relaxing ritual, such as prayer, reading, or drinking warm tea. Speaking of prayer, here comes another pillar: the spirit. Because there's no point in having a strong body if your soul is tired. Taking care of your spiritual health is taking care of your inner refuge. It's where you feel at peace. Even when the outside world is noisy, spirituality has a powerful effect on aging. Studies conducted with religious communities show that faith helps with longevity, recovery from illness, and controlling anxiety. This happens because faith connects us to what is eternal. It reminds us that our story is bigger than this body, this house, this phase. And if you feel that you are far from God, that you have lost your faith, know that it is not too late to return. One of the most beautiful messages in the Bible is this: even in old age they will bear fruit. They will remain fresh and green. Psalm 92:14. God does not forget you. He knows every line on your face, every tear, every hope. You may be thinking, but I feel so alone. Yes, loneliness is one of the most severe pains of old age. But there is a powerful antidote: social connection. It doesn't have to be with many people. Just one is enough. A friend to talk to, a grandchild to laugh with, a group at church, a neighbor to have coffee with. And if you don't have anyone to talk to today, look, you have me here. You can write, you can comment. Let's create a welcoming community together where no one grows old alone. The WHO, World Health Organization, has already declared social isolation is as harmful to health as smoking. Yes, it's that serious. That's why seeking connections, even digital ones, is a way to preserve your health. There are reading groups for the elderly, online memory workshops, support networks. And if you're not connected to the internet yet, this can be a valuable challenge. Learning how to use your cell phone, use WhatsApp, watch videos. This can open new doors, new friendships, new possibilities. And when you connect with other people, something beautiful happens. Your heart warms, hope returns. You remember that you are loved, needed, present. I want to invite you now, from the bottom of my heart. Write in the comments which habit you most want to improve starting today. It could be sleeping better. It could be eating more consciously. It could be walking a little each day. Tell me, and share this video with someone you love. Maybe that person is also looking for strength, courage, and health. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now. This is your home, a place of welcome, information, and faith. Here we take care of your health, your heart, and your well-being together. And I really want you to be with me in the next videos. Now, we're going to talk about how to reclaim the meaning of life even after loss, how to deal with grief and longing, and how to strengthen your identity and self-esteem at this stage of life. We'll also bring inspiring stories from real people and practical advice to transform sadness into a legacy. Aging isn't about losing, it's about transforming. But at some point in this journey, you may have felt like you were leaving parts of yourself behind. Your body changes, family roles change, some friendships fade away, and inevitably, we face the loss of loved ones. That's when your heart breaks. Grief arrives, and with it, often, loneliness and doubt about what is still worthwhile. If there is one thing that life teaches us over time, it is that true love does not end with absence. Longing is the echo of the presence of those who marked our history. And even when we feel that life is emptying around us, there is still a fertile field within us, ready to blossom with meaning, beauty, and purpose. Donna Irene, 83 years old, said to me a phrase that I have never forgotten. I lost my husband 22 years ago, but what we built continues to live on in the words I left for my children and grandchildren. Donna Irene did not close herself off in mourning. She decided to transform absence into a legacy. And this is a power that you also have. Yes, you. Every memory you carry can become advice, consolation, direction. Every pain experienced can become the seed for something new, in someone else's life or in your own. Old age is not a farewell, it is a harvest, and it can also be the beginning of a new mission. You may be asking yourself now, but what else can I do? And I tell you, a lot. You can tell your story to someone. You can write letters to your grandchildren. You can start painting, embroidering, writing poetry. You can help someone with less experience. You can volunteer. You can go back to school. You can even allow yourself to dream again. Research conducted by the National Institute on Aging shows that elderly people who engage in purposeful activities, be they spiritual, artistic, or social, have much lower levels of depression, greater immunity, and better cognitive performance. The brain and soul appreciate it when you feel like you are contributing to something bigger than yourself. And if there is one contribution that only you can make, it is your story. Your life has a value that cannot be measured. Your memories, your mistakes and successes, your way of seeing the world. All of this has the power to teach, comfort, and guide. Now, let's talk about something delicate, but essential: self-esteem. How many of us were taught to believe that getting old means becoming ugly, useless, or invisible? How many have heard phrases like, "You're too old for this," or "This isn't for you anymore"? It hurts, it's painful, but it's a lie. You haven't lost your value. You're no less important. You are a presence that carries beauty, wisdom, and dignity. And self-esteem isn't vanity, it's self-care. It's respect for who you are. Aging well starts with looking in the mirror, and even with wrinkles or scars, saying, "I'm still here, I still have light, and I can still shine." Of course, there are difficult days. There are times when everything seems meaningless. But even in those moments, something greater sustains us. And here, the role of faith comes in again. Spirituality is often what keeps us going when all other strength is gone. Knowing that God knows our name, even when the world forgets us, is like an invisible hug protecting us from within. The Bible says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Isaiah 41:10. This promise has no expiration date. It doesn't matter your age, your condition, or what you've been through. God is still present. He continues to write new chapters for your life. And you know what else? You can be His instrument. An example of resilience. A source of comfort. A living testimony that it is possible to grow old with dignity, faith, and joy. By the way, I want to invite you to do an exercise. Stop for a moment and write down on a piece of paper 3 things you are grateful for today. It could be the fact that you are breathing, that you have someone to love, that you have learned something from pain. Gratitude is a silent prayer that changes the mood of the soul. It brings light within, and this light attracts life. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you feel can still flourish in your life? Is there a dormant dream, an old desire, a project that you never had the courage to carry out? Comment below. I want to know your desires, because it's never too late. I repeat, it's never too late. This channel exists to remind you of that, to remind you that you still matter, that your presence here, watching this video, is a seed planted in good soil. And together, we will make a community flourish where the elderly are respected, celebrated, and strengthened. If you know someone who is sad, lonely, or feels that life has lost its meaning, share this video with them. Sometimes, a message like this can be the beginning of a cure. And take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Here you are, not just any spectator. You are part of a family that believes in the value of life, even when it changes pace. In the next videos, we will continue this journey, we will talk about topics such as depression in old age, how to deal with distant adult children, how to adapt the house to avoid accidents, and also beautiful stories of overcoming in old age, all with care, with foundation, and most importantly, with heart. And if you want, leave here in the comments the topic you would most like to see in the next video. Your suggestion may be the answer someone needs. Aging with courage is not denying pain. It is transforming fear into faith. It is finding peace where there was once silence. It is rediscovering purpose even after so many losses. And you are doing this now, just by being here. Subscribe, stay with us, and never forget, your life is still valuable. Your story is still being written, and you will never be alone. With affection and deep respect, until the next video.